It has been a long time since I did one of these. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I missed y'all. I missed y'all. I wanted to talk about something that's been on my mind for a while, which is this idea I've heard in our culture now that it's uncool to love hard. And this applies to a variety of things, but let's start first with relationships. It's uncool to be the one who gives all the attention because then you're called a simp. And what's cool is to lay back and let the other person give you attention because that means that you're the one in power. And it's just cool to be the one who doesn't care and is emotionless. And it's uncool to be the one who's showing emotion and showing feeling. I've heard this a lot with, the red pill space and men. It's not masculine to show emotion. It's masculine to be the cold, emotionless one, and it's feminine to show emotion. And it's just I've seen what it's done to a lot of people. It's made them ashamed for feeling how they feel about people. And as a result, they're ashamed to express. But I do understand where this comes from. I do understand this whole idea of it's smart to not invest in things that could go wrong. And it's smart to be careful with your emotions because your emotions are limited. They're not permanent, and because they're a limited resource, it's important to be smart with how you use them. But there again, the whole idea of not showing any emotion is I think the complete other extreme of like, no, emotion is great. It's just about centering. And actually, I wanted to make this video because I believe emotion is not only great, but one of the best things you have. If you've ever been accused of being somebody who cares too much about a person, about a thing, whatever it is, someone who's overly emotional, I'm here to tell you that's probably one of the best compliments you could ever get. Even if you think it's an insult, it's one of the best compliments you can ever get. Here's why. When I grew up, I was always seen as a very emotional kid. I'd cry at the slightest thing. I'd always get very sensitive and very affected by what people say. Deeply image conscious, and it projected in my relationships in general. And I was just looked at as someone like super emotional. You need to manage your emotions. You need to manage your emotions. I had a lot of feeling. I was hypersensitive. Every small encounter would get me thinking for days. And to a point, it still does. Get me thinking for days about what I should be doing, what I did wrong. Did I hurt this person's feelings? Everything mattered so much as a kid because I was so emotional. And people said that was a bad thing. Like, oh, don't be too emotional. You're a man. Don't cry. You're a man. I cried all the time. And it's crazy because being emotional, that emotion, all it did in my life to make it valuable was transfer to another thing. I discovered music in fourth grade when I was playing clarinet, but I actually discovered rap music, which became my deep love and passion in eighth grade when I started making like poetry raps. And people told me to keep going. I was a little bit hesitant about it, but I did keep going. And because of that, I just kept investing. The more I felt, the more I invested. The more I felt, the more I invested. This felt like one of the only things in life where the more I put in, the more came out. And you know why? It's not even because I was good at rap. I mean, partially, obviously, because I was talented, I yielded results. But I had the dream of one day being a big star. And I just got to keep on putting the work and love the process. I loved rapping, dude. I loved making music, dude. I loved going up there and coming up with an idea and suddenly it being something. I loved that whole process, and I loved the eventuality that this could become something that could fulfill me in a very deep way, and not only to an emotional way, but also financially. So I fell in love with this, and I continued to do it over and over again. And now I can say that loving hard got me a deep passion in life. I just loved the right thing, quote unquote. But it brought me this deep level of fulfillment, passion, and purpose, and it's applied to the rest of my life. I am careful of what I eat now. I'm careful of my habits. I try to keep my mind focused because I love rap so much. The reason I didn't even indulge in like alcohol is because I wanted to keep my freestyle game sharp. Like, me loving hard, when transferred to an effective thing, resulted in me changing my life completely. I wouldn't be making this video right now if I didn't start rapping and pursue that love. But if I was taught to be emotionless and conceal these emotions, then I would have never gotten anywhere with this, because this was all emotion. This was my emotions turned into this funnel and this channel that creates something. But if I was taught, oh, be cold, be emotionless, your emotions get you screwed over, then I'd be sitting here with this emotion that wants to speak and is being strangled and suffocated, but not doing anything with it. And I wouldn't end up with this fulfillment and this happiness, this deep pride in what I've created and what I'm about to create that music has provided me. And I think that's what keeps people going. What is soul? Who has a soul and who feels soulless wandering through life trying to survive? Soul is that deep love, that deep emotion. So when people tell you to conceal the very emotion that keeps you feeling alive every single day, why? Why? That's the most important thing in life. If somebody's going to call you overattached, someone's going to call you a simp, someone's going to call you any of these things because you feel something about life, then tough luck. You know what depression is? Depression is not sadness. Depression is a lack of feeling. When you lose feeling, you lose purpose. When you're sad, you're still feeling. When you're happy, you're still feeling. Feeling is a blessing. Any feeling is a blessing. If you care about anything in this life, don't let somebody tell you that's a bad or good thing. I'm not bad or good thing. Don't let anyone tell you that's a bad thing. Because caring is one of the most important things in life. And love it or not, you might look cool to some people if you don't care, but you will not feel happy inside if there's nothing that you care about and you're not training yourself to care about things. Now, why? Why do these alpha male places, why do all these podcasts, why do these people tell you to not care? Here is the problem that people do not understand. People tell you to not care because if you care about the wrong thing, you will be let down and you will be hurt. They are afraid of being hurt. Do not be hurt, so don't care at all. That's what they're teaching you. Do not care at all, you will not get hurt. Now, I've told you throughout this whole video that caring is important, but I haven't told you what to care about. This is the problem. And this is the reason why people who say caring about everything are wrong, and people who say don't care about anything and be like very cold with your emotions are wrong as well. You have to care about the right things. Now, I've my whole life I've wondered, why is it for music? I'm so focused, I'm so hardworking, I release so much music, I do not care about the failures, like I bounce back so easily. But for women, for relationships, I'm so obsessed about one failure that happened 3 years ago or 2 years ago. Why is it for relationships, for women, all this is like so, like I'm caring so deeply about failure and all that. But for music, I have the perfect mindset to continue going. It's because when I had the dream of doing music, I wanted to become a rapper, and I loved rapping. When I had the dream of doing these shows, I loved talking to the camera, and I thought of the vision of what could be. Now, every time I was attracted to someone or I tried to build a relationship romantically, there's two things that made it not healthy for me. And they were both my fault. This is not on someone else. I was not focusing and loving and being emotionally connected to the idea that one day I will find somebody who compliments me romantically. I was connected to the idea that the person that I'm specifically seeking is the person that will provide me that fulfillment. This is the equivalent of choosing one of your songs that is very early, like that you just started making music, and you're choosing this song and you're saying, this song will blow me up. If you're loving the expectation of this song will blow me up versus I will blow up, those are two completely different things. Same thing, this person will be the person I marry or whatever, right? This person is the next step versus I will find a person that will compliment me. When you love, and two, I love rapping. This was the other thing. I'm not loving talking to these people. I'm loving the outcome that this person could have. So A, I'm not loving the process, and B, I'm loving something only if a specific expectation is met of it. So if I don't love rapping and I'm making this song like this will be the hit song that will change my life, then I will not like music. And that makes complete sense. But if I apply that logic to relationships, for some reason I can't do it. And this is the reason why I sit here often looking at these people saying, don't care about what people think. Don't show too much emotion. Like, emotion is bad with relationships. No. Love the idea that something will happen in the future and love the process of doing it. Not winning, not failing, not getting in a relationship, not having a girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever gender that you're referring to. Love the process of going out and trying. And nobody talks about this. It's always, man, look at what I got from trying. Look at what I got from asking this person out. Look how I got rejected. Look how I got accepted. It's never, I love just talking to people and trying to foster romantic connections. No one teaches you to love that process. And that's why people get so hurt when they send a triple text and no one responds. They get so hurt off every single failure because they're not taught to love the process. And second of all, people easily over-attach, including me. I'm not saying I'm an exception whatsoever, but people easily attach a specific situation to their end goal. Not knowing that the process for love, the process for music, it's all the same. It takes an extreme amount of time. You can start now and work hard, and it will take you 10 years. And that does not mean you're ugly. That does not mean you're not talented. That's just how it goes. You aim for something high, risky, and rare and valuable. It will take time and effort over a period of time, and it takes an extreme amount of patience. It takes an extreme amount of patience. I don't know why I'm looking here and not here. This is the camera, not that. This is the camera. Okay. So this is what the problem with loving. We don't love too much. Our emotions aren't bad. They're just transferred to the wrong things. They're transferred to results, whether it be a girlfriend or a hit song, because we think results define us. And they're transferred to not loving a process, which is what is actually in our control. We can create a process that we can be proud of. That's what defines us. Not results, because results will come and go. But if we establish processes and learn to love the processes and love a dream in the future that is not specific to any situation, then we can continue going. Love is amazing. Love is the reason we can create these things. Love is the reason you have purpose in life. You might get rejected by someone. You might not blow up with a song, but if you wake up in the morning with something to do, with some kind of purpose, with some kind of direction, you've already won. There's a lot of people who gave up on life and don't have that. It's not about these results. Just love the right things. It's going to take time. Whatever you want in life is going to take time if it's important. You're not worse because it's taking time. You might look at the people around you, compare yourself to them, and be like, oh, I'm worse. No, you're not worse. Just love the process of going out. Love the feelings you have, whether they're sad, embarrassment, whatever it is. If you get rejected, whatever it is, love the fact that you feel something in life and you have a sense of purpose. And when you love that and you love, eventually I will find the right person for me. Eventually I will blow up as an artist. Eventually I will achieve this dream if I continue to put the work in and create but show an extreme amount of patience towards yourself and the outcomes around you. You can take that love that people once said was terrible, and you can show a good self-control of love when it comes to relationships and the careers you're trying to do, and not love too hard on a result, but love too hard on the process. And that's going to keep you going and achieve both what these red pill people are doing and what these emotional people are doing. You can listen to neither of them, do an in-between, love the process and love the eventual goal, and you're able to achieve what both sides are saying without listening to either of them. And just being your true, loving self. That emotional kid inside me is the reason I am who I am today. I go to the gym now. I'm kind of getting built. That is all because I took this emotion and I loved things that took time, loved the processes, loved the feelings and not the results. And I'm very fulfilled in life. Happiness will come and go, but I'm very fulfilled. So I advise you to do the same. You're going to be okay. I'm proud of you. Now keep going. You're doing great. If you love life, you got a purpose. Even if you're getting rejected, losing, taking L's, you got a purpose in life. Keep going, waking up. You got the purpose. That's the biggest blessing. I love y'all. Take care.